going live right now. Okay, I think, yeah, we're live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this roundtable. I'm here tonight with our 6 wonderful, fabulous people that are participating. And you hear the echo that my right. Good. We're getting there. So we are here, 6 of us for you, and we are very happy to welcome you and in this amazing space. So let me introduce everyone that is here with me and with you tonight to experience this amazing moment together. So I will start calling to our founding mothers, Isabelle. Yes.
Thank you guys so much. I am so happy to be here on April 4th to play with you all and to play with my friends on the panel. I love them dearly so much. And I hope you are excited. So listen, my friends out there, whether you are watching this now or later, I would like for you to get into a quiet space and get some earbuds because Max, I don't know if he knows this, but he's a wonderful magician and he's going to take us to a wonderful place and we are going to do some spell work. Now, that I use the word spell, but you know, whatever you want to call it, it's fine by me. But I hope you'll enjoy this and I cannot wait until you meet a new panelist on our program here who is very dear to me. All right, Max, it's all you.
Yes. So next we have our second founding mother with us tonight is Roxanne Swainhart.
Hi everyone, Roxanne. Thanks all for joining in with us today as we continue the epic journey of realization of self, and so like Izzy said, get to a quiet space, put some earbuds, maybe commit a little time to something of change. The consistency of humanity will always be there for you, but the consistency of change is always opportune in the moment, and maybe one of this is that moment for you to see a change within yourself. So enjoy the ride with us, and thanks all for joining in, and welcome Jenny as well.
Yes, so and then we have Kimberley that is not, unfortunately tonight, could not be with us, our third founding mother. And then, yes, let's go to Jenny, that is our new addition that is here with us tonight for the first time. And please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Jenny. I am a close friend of Isabelle, and I am a blogger, and I do shadow work. So I'm super excited to be a part of this, to meet everybody, and to be a part of this discussion.
Welcome with us. We are very happy to have you with us, and thank you for joining. And then we have Nikki from Paris with us.
Hi, everybody. I'm so happy to be here with you once again. And welcome to all of our listeners. If you hear us right now live or later on, you're meant to be here if you fell upon us. Welcome, Jenny. I'm so excited to get to know you on this panel. I also do shadow work. I'm a therapist, an energy therapist, and hypnotherapist, and an ascension teacher. And I just love getting together with like-minded people to hear about their experiences on this ascension journey and how we figure out how to navigate through the good and the bad. So yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing all of you and listening to your questions and hopefully answering one or two. And I'll pass it back to you, Max.
And finally, Daniel is here with us.
Hello, I'm glad to be part of this panel. I love that we get to talk about different subjects related to the Ascension, especially during this intense time. And I'm really looking forward to the topic that Max is proposing about worth during the Ascension.
All right, and and I am your host tonight. So I'm welcoming everyone, our panelists, and everyone else that is joining and watching us. And as always, whether it's now or another now, it's always now. So you all are already watching in this moment all over history. So we are very excited to have all of you here with us. And so let's begin. So the first, we're going to proceed with a grounding, a little grounding to have everyone on Earth, right? As we are going to proceed with the sound. First, the crystal balls sound, and then, well, you'll see what comes after that. But it's very important when this sound, these things are done to be very well grounding and be with your feet on earth, so that you are not going too far away. We need you here, right? All right. So as we prepare ourselves, put yourself in the most right, in the best place you can be. And I'd like, if it's possible, I'd like that you are barefoot and that you put your feet on the ground with no socks, no shoes, nothing. Have yourself touching directly with your skin the ground, right? As you do this, let's start with the breathing. Breathe deeply in and out, very deep, with all of your lungs, right? And let the air go in, deep down, and then slowly out. So let's go in and out. And repeat this constantly, as long as you want. Keep breathing, keep breathing, keep breathing. So now that we are breathing deeply, and let's just close our eyes and imagine that we are in our best place that we feel being the place that we belong to, the place that makes us happy, the place where everything is possible because it's the place that we are feeling complete, all. And as we are in this space, in this place that is making each and every one of us feeling the best, feeling amazing, we keep breathing. And as we keep breathing, we feel that our heart is expanding. And as our heart is expanding, we feel the energy going all around us, expanding. And we are here in this place, feeling amazingly with this amazing heart that is our heart, expanding and going all around us, and we feel home. We feel that this is exactly the moment we were meant to be, here and now. And as all of this is unfolding, and that you are breathing deeply in and out slowly, and that your heart is expanding. You can feel, you can feel, you can feel Gaia, the connection with Gaia. Gaia is here with you right now, and you can feel that your heart is connected with the center of the earth. And as you feel this connection, you can feel the energy, the exchange of energy from your heart to Gaia and from Gaia to you. And as you feel this connection, you say to yourself, I am connected with Gaia, I am connected with Earth, I am connected with all there is, and I am here and now. And at the same moment that this is unfolding, you can feel also your connection with the sun. There is your energy that goes to the sun and the energy that comes back from the sun. And as this is unfolding, and that you are breathing deeply in and out, and that you can feel your connection with Gaia, and that you can feel your connection with the sun, you are fully and completely connected with all there is, with you, yourself, your heart, your creator. Now, the last part, right? Everyone unmute yourself and let's go with the last. Yeah. Jenni and Roxy, you're still muted. There you go. So let's go with the words. Right? So worth, wealth, heart. Everyone go. Worth,
Joy, joy, joy.
Freedom.
wealth, heart. Keep going.
Oshna Nakino.
Abundance. Freedom.
Wealth,
Intention,
Oshna Nakino.
spirit,
Love. Abundance. Freedom.
Oshna Nakino. Oshna Nakino.
All right. So now let's come back in the room. Okay. One. Take a deep breath and just, right. Welcome back. All right. Now, let's proceed with our topic. Ascension, worth in ascension, right? Okay. Let me see. Well, okay. I wanted to. So we are keeping the ascension as center of our discussions, and tonight we're going to add worth in it. Let me say this. Why did I want you to have worth in it? Because one of the things that I have noticed is that in my path coming to where we are right now, I have noticed that there are some misunderstanding out there about ascension and the worth. And there are some, let's say, some people that are giving messages that in order to be able to ascend, you have to do certain things, you have to be worth for it, and if you are not worth for it, well, you do not ascend. So in order to convey another message, which is the message that everyone is ascending, no matter what, and you do not have to be anything special about ascension, that's why I wanted to have this discussion today, and for forever, because the message is that no matter whatever you may be, whatever you may experience in your life, whatever, you are worth ascension, and you are worth everything. And your worth is built in. It's something that is there no matter what, even if you do not feel it, even if you do not see it, even if you are playing a existence of unworthiness, that doesn't take away your worth. Your worth is always there. And so the idea that you may need to do certain things, so you may be so white, so pure, so better than anyone else in order to be able to ascend, well, that's no. Right? That's simply a no. So let's have everyone else coming in as I wanted to do this introduction to this topic.
I'd like to jump in with, oh, go ahead, Isabelle.
Well, go. I'll go right after.
Okay, so when I was thinking about Worth yesterday, it really occurred to me that before I might have said, I am worthy because. And like, for example, a general belief for people who are, let's say, Christians might be, I'm worthy because I'm a child of God. But it really seems to me that true worth is unconditional. The God state is already a default. It is a given. It is a known. It is a truth. We have chosen for the purpose of exploration in this duality to forget that, but now we're relearning it during the ascension. And it just really seems to me that feelings of I'm worthy because I got an A when I was taking this test or something, that's really not what it's about. And I want to know if anyone else has anything to say about that.
Okay, so I'm going to jump in. So I just want to say a couple of things. Max, the singing bowls were amazing. Thank you so much. That was a beautiful experience. And of course, Roxanne's flute playing. Oh my goodness. Love it. Daniel, I really do agree with you. And one of the things that I wanted to, I'm sorry, my non-physical team were like pounding on my head to get out this message, was, you see, Daniel did say that we were all born worthy. Like, we're all worthy. And so the leaf of the tree is worthy. The dirt of the soil of Gaia is worthy. Gaia is worthy. And even the excrements of your poop of your dog or yourself is worthy. And so I hope that made you laugh. But what I wanted to bring out to you, to open your mind to everything is worthy because it's all source energy. And Isabelle Zimmerman, what do you mean everything is source energy? Well, our scientists on Earth at the CERN Collider are discovering that it's one particle. Now, our channelers on the panel understand that it's the same particle and energy that creates all that is, right? And so science is discovering that. So just stay with me just a little longer. So if everything is the same energy, but it's at a unique vibration and frequency, and that everything is worthy, your constructs of your beliefs, you are judging yourself is not worthy. But that is why you were born worthy. And so the game here, my friends, is to undo those constructs of unworthiness that you were taught by society and your friends and your family and yourself, that you are worthy. And it is the game to discover how worthy you are. And so it is stepping into that love frequency. And so that is the aspect of the conversation I would wanted to bring. Anyone else who wants to jump in?
That was awesome, Isabelle. Is it okay if I jump in? So that was actually what I was thinking about when Daniel was talking about going from learning, from I'm worthy because to realizing that we're all inherently worthy, and that's all part of the game, all part of what we came here to explore. So there's kind of we're born obviously thinking that we are worthy because we're tiny babies and we don't know anything else, and then there is kind of that teaching and undoing of that belief that we kind of are working our way back from, and that's part of the fun of it. I think, is learning that, there is nothing specific that you need to do. You don't need to meditate this many times a day and do this and raise your vibration in a specific way, because our vibration is rising with the earth's vibration regardless, and we're worthy regardless. So depending upon what we came here to explore, we just learn it again in different ways, which is very fun.
I'll step in because I prefer to go before Roxanne. Max, first of all, thank you so much. My head was like vibrating. That was absolutely beautiful. I'm particularly sensitive to sound therapy, and it was absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much. And also the meditation connecting to source, to the sun, and to Gaia, and through the heart center. I love that. That's where it all begins, isn't it? And also the flute playing was beautiful. Thank you, Roxanne. I was thinking about that. First of all, what does worthy even mean? It's a human construct. It's a word. It doesn't mean anything. Our essence is love. And so that's all we are, is love. And we forget it so soon, don't we? That thing about I'm worthy if, or I'm going to ascend if, right? So I'm going to ascend if I'm a vegan and I don't eat meat, right? It's sort of like it's still functioning in the old operating system. We're still in duality here when we're talking about things like that. And when you really feel your essence, which is pure love, then the external conditions have nothing to do with who you truly are. And it takes, well, for me, I'm just going to speak for myself. It's taken and is taking, a bit of work to peel the layers to get to there. But I'm starting to get glimpses of that. And that for me, that's what, I don't want to use the word worthy. I'm going to use the word love. That's what it feels like to move into more love and less judgment and less fear. And so when you're moving out of duality, then you don't put conditions on, is it, am I 80% love or am I sort of worthy? So no, it's like you can't be sort of pregnant. So yeah. Thank you, Max. And I'll turn it over to Roxanne.
Oh, good. Hey, thank you so much. Really good, guys. I'm going to turn down my sound a little bit so I don't echo. My speakers sound like I was echoing earlier. I love where Daniel started with this. I'm worthy because. So let's look at the human construct. We're constantly trying to prove ourselves from a one-size-fits-all institution. Here's the standard, live up to it, and you got to tell me, you got to earn my respect, you got to prove to me that you're worth my time. If not, you're a waste of time. And so we go through that existence, and we experience that, and we constantly prove ourselves, our existence, our worth through identity. Look what I am. I'm a rainbow moccasin sun child, Reiki healer of the 9th degree, and that means you can love me. I'm worth no, you're worth because your existence. Let's understand that one is all and all is one. Without you, there's nothing because you are all of it, right? So that in and of itself, your existence, law one, tells you your worthiness. But that's not this affirmation thing walking around, I'm worthy. No, you got to do the work. The honesty that Nikki just said and the head shaking up and down from everyone else knows that this is a brutal journey of taking down the unworthiness that was structured. Oh, by the way, you're not good a reader. You got to put you in this class, or you didn't do well, or you're not cut out for this, kid. And all your dreams are crushed. And you need that worthiness acceptance through the identity of others' allowances and this total addiction to people externalize. Even your ego is an addiction to the resume you're constantly giving because of your existence has to be proven. And that's an emptiness. And that has to be soothed by identity. Because that emptiness is I'm not, I am. Where am I? What? And then you understand, oh, wait a minute, I am. I'm enough. No, you're not yet. No. I'm enough. Okay, hang on. Oh, I'm here. Hi. Yeah, but you don't have this and you don't have that. I know. I suck because I don't have a big bank account. I suck because I don't drive the coolest car. Yeah, yeah. What else? I'm still here. And you start to feel the isness, not the structure, not the identity. So I love that. You can't prove to me, you can't be an inconvenience to me. You can't do anything to me. A, because I'm my own choice. And B, without you, there is no me. The existence of your worthiness. But that, again, you can't affirm yourself. You can't do enough affirmations. You can't do enough meditations. You can't do enough structures to bring that externalism inside. Because that's what you've been doing your whole life, trying to find your way home. The worthiness is self-evident. An expression of that worthiness in the behavioral aspect in the now, choosing what you want to do, being what you want to be, saying what you want to say, no matter, despite the externalism, only validates that worthiness of vibrational match. That's the nature of you. Go back and read my channelings from years ago. How many people said, Roxy, channelers don't cuss? Well, this one does. Why are you yelling? I'm not yelling. What do you mean I'm yelling? You know, I had to find me. And people are like, and I'm like, oh my God, what hoop do I jump through? None. I'm enough. So that worthiness can't be proven. And if you're proving it, you're lackful. So you'll spend a lifetime trying to prove your own worth through the external authority, which is the one that you put into place. I am. Thou shalt have no gods before me. All right? Take care of the kingdom, right? So yeah, I love that. Daniel, you opened up an entire idea about the externalism that people value. No matter how you look, how you walk, how you talk, no matter what you can do, you can't earn my love. I love you because of your existence. I love you unconditionally because of your presence. And you'll never disappoint me because I know what you are. You're a creator. Anyways, Max, you're up, baby.
Yeah, so let me tell a story. So picture it. The internet, 2017. A young man discovers Ascension, and through a program or many program on the internet, and watching episode after episode with a lot of words, a lot of concept, a lot of things, and there are many concepts that are offered on this program, and there are concepts of limitations. Only few people ascend, only through a lot of sacrifice, and you have to do a lot of service to others, because if you are not enough service to others, you will not ascend. You will be with that majority that is going to, oh, we don't know what happens with those that are not ascending. They will be obliterated, or they will be just forgotten, or mass extinction, or something like that, because obviously we have been created to be exterminated, right? These ideas are offered there, and so a lot of fear and many other things, but this essentially is what is offered about ascension. And as this is there gravitating in the head like that, right, saying, oh my goodness, so I have to give everything away, right? I have to be service to others, so I stop living my life and I live everyone else's life, so I am service to other, right? And as this is unfolding, the team comes in and says, stop, there's a problem there. And the problem is that if that were how ascension worked, it doesn't make sense, because where do you start, where do you go, and time is not existent. So if there is no time, how can you not already be ascending or already being ascended or whatever? But in every case, here is what we tell you, and that is that the fact that you are here now in existence now and alive and incarnated and here and now, that is proof that you ascend, that you are ascending, and that you have already ascended. So all that thing that you have heard, good, forget it. Good, now let's keep going, right? So that's a path that is a discovery of unworthiness. So you are unworth to ascend. And then the realization, no, I'm worth, because I am already, I'm here, I exist. All right. End of story. Come back to the present. Right, anyone else with a story maybe?
Well, I
Yeah,
don't have.
Oh, go ahead, Daniel.
No, go ahead.
Okay. So I just wanted to let people know that Roxanne touched upon it, and Max and Nikki and everyone on the panel, but ascension is really raising your vibration from a denser frequency to a higher vibration. And that higher vibration is moving into love, because love is the most powerful frequency. And we really are energy. I know, shocking, but we really are energy. And as we do the soul work, and Roxanne is right, we were all nodding our heads, because we all have to do soul work. We all have to look at our limiting beliefs. We all have to look at our worthiness and the stories that we tell ourselves, or the stories that are told to ourselves, right? And if you feel it, then it's true for you. It doesn't matter if I give you the answer to the universe, because it matters what you believe. It doesn't matter what Isabelle Zimmerman believes or anyone else on this panel. It matters what you believe. But I can tell you that as you do your soul work and you raise your vibration, love is the highest frequency, because that is source energy. And that is ascension. We're rising our frequency, our vibration into that love frequency. So I hope that inspires you. I hope that it gives you some thought to ponder. And I'm sure we'll share some stories around our ascension and worthiness. And thank you, Max, for sharing that story of what you had, your path to greater understanding, that you had to give away everything and be of service, and rules. You were given rules. So thank you so much, Max. Daniel, I'm so sorry I cut you off.
Well, we're just so connected that, we pop in together. But what I wanted to, I guess, propose is that in the ascension during this time, part of it is the suspension of disbelief. This is something that my guides talk to me about all the time. And so I won't tell really a story, but share an example. So let's say you're driving on the way to work and you see somebody homeless there, and then you make a value judgment that that is a non-preferred path and that person must not really feel very worthy. Well, they're worthy of any exploration that they want to do here in physical reality. If they want to lay in bed all day and do nothing, that's a worthy path to choose. it's all about choice. And then too, sometimes when you observe, because you're so rooted in this idea of what is a worthy path and what's not a worthy path. And I'll give an example. I've driven to work on the feeder, Houston, busy, trying to get over to the right lane and not hit somebody. And there's a homeless person there on the corner of the feeder. They're holding their cardboard sign or whatever. Well, there's this one guy, he like dances and does all kinds of stuff. And I'm thinking, that person's having a lot more fun in the moment and the now than I am driving to work to a job that, quite frankly, I've outgrown. So start to play with those things. And I think that when you start to unravel what we're conditioned to believe about worthiness, then you start to really tap into, like Nikki says, I choose the word love, because worthiness is just a means to love, but love is really, it's the root and it's the whole of existence.
I have a story. I mean, kind of along that same route. I remember getting started, like finding like the law of attraction and realizing that ascension was happening and becoming a part of that. And I think we're still really looking outside of ourselves because we don't feel that worthiness. And I just remember, like, for a very, very long time, not feeling like, still kind of being in that old method of being worthy, like getting validation from others, being digestible by everybody, and thinking that when I did want to start being of service to others, that I had to do it a certain way. Like if I want to have a video chat with you wearing my bear jammies with the ears on them, then that's what I want to do. If I, like Roxanne said, like if I am going to use bad language, that's just who I am, and it is just what I'm going to do. And I actually kind of wrote something about this recently, about being a marble in the bigger machine. So like, we all have our own thing, and we don't need to make it digestible for everybody. We don't need to fit into any kind of a package that people are going to like, marketing ourselves and making it easy for people to like us, because that's what we're told we need to do. Like every marble in that machine has a different painting on it, and people will choose that marble because of what's on it. And that's kind of how I started to find that worthiness within myself also, is that, my marble might be painted with a skull and crossbones, but people are going to like that because they're that kind of a person as well. Like we all have our own thing to offer, and it's about finding that authenticity that helps us to kind of be the one and feel like a part of the one.
Actually, Jenni, I wanted to ask, because in the introduction, you said that you do shadow work, I guess, guidance for others. And so with the shadow work, then there is a connection to worthiness in that, is there not? And if you could maybe speak to this.
Absolutely. I think that with that too, a lot of the times, like we feel guilt and shame about things that are in our past, or we have coping mechanisms that we've developed that kind of keep us from feeling that worthiness, where this happened in my past, and I'm not worthy because that makes me a bad person. Whereas, it doesn't. We're just all people, and we all have those things that we need to address, and those coping mechanisms to work through, just so that we can kind of come out of that and feel more worthiness and be our authentic selves, and not that smaller version that we create to please others, when we're younger. So that is definitely a part of it.
Absolutely. Let me chime in on that part of the one. Remember, guys, if we're all one, why would creation create a duplicate? Why would creation create a standard? If there's a standard, creation would have already collapsed. The laws are how existence happens. They're always changing, and it's always here and now. The constant motion of evolution, change. There's no standards. So you don't have to fit yourself to a standard in order for acceptance. That's a habit. That's a belief system. That's part of the coveting journey of humanity, of separation. It's part of the game. Wonderful. But then when you realize, if we're already one, why are we working so hard to be one? Be yourself. Be the uniqueness of you. I'm authentic. I'm a dragon that landed right in the middle of Times Square, and everyone says, you don't fucking belong here. You're right. I don't, but I am. So I don't change myself to fit the mold. The authentic is the expression of self in the moment. That is an undiscovered persona that lies in the gestalt of you. And you'll find it if you be honest with yourself, not honest to humanity. Don't worry about humans. Why? Because they're creators. They're just putting a little fractal down here in a thought, and it's bouncing around with everyone else having an experience. But behind that fractal is a creator. So get to know that internal creator by being that authentic in the moment. Brutal sometimes, but be that uniqueness. Don't match, don't look, don't become that. I take things and I was like, oh, that's awesome because it has a resonance. And then I get offered these other things. No, that's a dirty diaper. Nope, I'm not going to play that. It doesn't fit with me. But if it's that resonance, I don't mimic it. I don't copy it. I create my relationship with it through my persona, and that gives me the experience of expansion, knowing myself as the individual singularity. If God, creation, wanted one, why make us all? We already have one. So we made us all so we can all see ourselves, one God, from an infinite number of points of view, that there are our own unique slant on reality that gives us the change that we're all naturally excited about. Everyone gets excited about change as long as it fits positivity in an outcome of not wasting my time, and then we get excited. But if it just looks little and it's like, and it's like, I don't want, and then we're like, we don't get excited, but everything has changed. All reality is this beautiful magnificence of motion. And we have a tendency of lack to grab onto that because our worthiness says, no, the comforts of the past, the coping mechanism, like Jenni just said, is a habit that gets me through this. One of the biggest things with all the students that I've worked with over the years is when they get awesome, they negotiate with their awesome to sell themselves a story about their unworthiness that might be more comfortable and identifiable as an easier pain than the unknown pain of awesomeness that they're going to gain by choosing that awesome. Because that worthiness will melt your heart. That's that unconditional love. Even if we put love on it, everyone has an interpretation of love. Love is subjective. It's a relative point of view of internal discovery. My vibration is matched to none. Thank goodness, because I don't want to match anybody. I want people to know me because all these people are me knowing themselves. And that's how I find my expansion, through myself. Fantastic, just magnificent. So don't be afraid to be that uniqueness. Don't be afraid to be that change. Don't be afraid to be that worthiness that lies in the moment. And when you know you're negotiating with your worth, take a chance on yourself. Go to the mirror and says, I'm worth this. I'm enough in this moment to say yes to this. And it doesn't matter what it is. Here's the first story I have that scared the crap out of me. I had a guy named Simon over in Australia that booked once a week with me, and I loved it because I was and scared. And I just started off. I quit my job. I wasn't even channeling it. I started Odyssey of Ascension. I was like, oh my God. And I'm taking the chance. I'm going to find out if I'm God. And I'm all gung-ho, la-di-da-di, everybody. And I started channeling, and Rob Gauthier, you guys know Rob out there. He's the one that he said, Roxanne, you need a website. And I was like, I don't know how to do that. And he goes, I'll put it together for you. So Rob put together Attraction. He put it together and said, here, he did it on Wix, free, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, all these things happened, but I was $75 for an hour. No, I'm sorry. I was $60 for an hour, $1 a minute. And then Simon goes, Roxanne, what are you doing? And I said, what do you mean what am I doing? I'm scared to death. Because after we're working together for like 2 months, it's like, your prices are shit. You are worth so much more. And I was so afraid to change that. And he goes, give me your password to your website. He goes in, changes it. 75 for a half an hour, 140 for an hour. I was embarrassed. I was so scared to ask for 100. I just walked off of, or got fired a year before. Got fired from a 120, 130,000 salesman jobs, as in the car business. But see, I earned that. I put the work in. Then I'm allowed to take it. But being awesome, oh no. Just because I'm being mean, see, that wasn't worth it because I wasn't earning it. I was being, oh my God, I love this, and I'm going to get paid for it. No. That doesn't work. I had to get rid of that story. I was negotiating with my worth through my actions. I didn't feel worthy of that commanding $140 an hour. I didn't feel worthy of that. He goes, shut up, Roxy. I'm going to get you there. So all of a sudden the student is, now the teacher, right? And I'm like, okay, you're right. So I did it. And then I created those people because my worthiness said that. It wasn't him telling me. It was me creating a reality of potential of change, saying here in co-creation, I'm not going to assign it to Simon or me. We can do that all day long. But in co-creation in the now, one and all, I showed myself you're worth more than that. And I went to 140. Scared the crap out. But now it's like, yeah, I'm worth that. Not greedy, not needy. Worthiness. Unconditional self-love. To say, wait a minute, my existence is evident. I offer something to change lives if they choose. Obviously, it's attracting people. I'm 9 years into this now. It works because I love it. I'm authentic about it. So I attract authenticity. So people discover themselves, and those little beams of light become the light bearers of the next generation and continue the ascension. Right? Don't be afraid. Don't negotiate. Take a chance on yourself. Great story. Go ahead, guys.
I'll go. Thank you, Roxanne. I love that. Don't be afraid. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm scared shitless. However, push through your fear. So you can be afraid, but then don't let that stop you from, your limitlessness, because we really are, and you were talking, Roxanne, you were talking about staying small, playing it safe, staying with what we know, because then we don't have to put our head out of the covers, right? Because I could watch Netflix all day and never talk to anybody if it was up to me, but I know about pushing through fear. It was like this round table. Isabelle said, Nikki, what do you think about being on this round table? I said, no way, and then I said, oh, maybe I'll think about it. The next thing I know, I'm on, and she sent me a message with the link. I'm like, wait a minute, I was thinking about it. So, if you don't push through your fears, the universe will make it so that you absolutely are uncomfortable. That's the thing. And, you know, if someone had said to me, I don't know, let's say 5 years ago, be authentic. Well, I had no idea what that was, because I was trying to conform to what everybody wanted me to be, because then they would love me, and then I would, you know, that's it. Then I'd feel worthy. And so for me, this journey is about, you know, if self-love is a hard word, acceptance is another word that works for me, which is, you know, what are these things that I'm not accepting about myself? What are these stories I'm telling myself? And the message that I'm always getting these days is, we love you so much, you know? And I see, and one other thing I want to say about this journey of acceptance, which is the journey of moving into more love, is I have really had to bottom out with my old operating system, which was loving everybody else. Man, I thought if I could love everybody else really intensely, then, you know, that was good enough. But in fact, loving myself is the first, you know, you said it, keys to the kingdom is really accepting who you are. And that shadow work is about accepting those parts that maybe, you know, you have remained hidden for a really long time, or the things we don't show people, you know. And that's where it's what Izzy was talking about with the limiting beliefs. And there's zillions of them. I'll never clear them all. Forget about it. One pops up every time I get rid of one, right? So that's okay, because, you know, I've got all the time in the world, you know, we're eternal. But anyway, yeah, I loved what you said, Roxanne. Thank you.
So I just want to jump in. Thank you so much, Nikki. That's a great segue, because the team was like, you have to accept yourself unconditionally, unconditional love. And Roxanne talks about it all the time. But I just want to share a little story with my friends everywhere, that Isis was the one who gave me this lesson. And Isis said, I would like for you to imagine a diamond stone. And if you've ever seen a raw diamond stone, it's not shiny at all. It's actually kind of dull and it kind of opaque. But I just want you to imagine cutting it in half. And if you're looking at it, it might remind you of an ice skating rink. And so it's one layer, right? And it's beautiful. But she said, now imagine every fear or things you don't prefer about yourself as the stone cutter cutting into that diamond. So every fear, everything you don't like about yourself, every nuance, oh, I wish I was different. Oh, I wish I was thinner. Oh, I wish I was taller. Oh, I wish I was more gregarious, or, oh, I wish I wasn't so afraid. Whatever your fears are, as we cut into that diamond, that's what makes you sparkle. So everyone's fears, everyone's nuances, everyone's experience, all the stories you have created really makes you sparkle. So would I take anyone's fear away? Anyone's insecurity away? Anyone's trauma away? Heck no, because then you wouldn't sparkle. So I hope that helps you to see how brilliant you are, what a beautiful diamond you are in this beautiful sea of all that is. Thanks, Nikki.
Yes. So let me come in here. Thank you. Wow. Everyone, you're you're saying some wonderful things. Yes. I have this feeling of, right, we're talking about worthiness, being worthy, and this kind of things. And what I'm just taking with me from everything that we have been saying is that we can look at worthiness in many different ways from many different point of views, and we will never see all of it, because as we discover some of it, right, there is the other side that is still unknown to where we are. But nevertheless, as long as we are talking about worthiness, worthiness, it means that we are unworthy, because it means that we are not yet perceiving, accepting, and integrating the whole of it. And when I say that when you are looking from one side, you don't see the other side, so there is still something that is unknown. The truth is that you don't need to know it. You don't need to see it. There is no need to know the whole of it, because in fact, the worthiness, it's built in, so it's there anyway. So the love, the everything, whatever you want to, or however you want to define it, it's there, right? It's us, it's you, it's each one of us. So the moment that we let go of defining the worthiness, defining anything actually, but let's stay on topic with worth. As soon as we let go of the knowing and of the definition of the whatever word we want to imply, that's when we go to the I am. Because being worthy, it's I am. And I am, it's simply I am. There is no worthiness after I am. It's in I am. And I am is already expressing, or it's you're not expressing, it's just I am. And of it. It's that, right? So we are building our, let's say, our path to this I am, to this isness, to this being that we already are, right? Because, right, we already are all of that, except that we are still trying to see what is in the other side, to be able to say, oh, well, as soon as I can see the other side, I can see what is in the other side, and I will be more worthy. So that's what we try to do, but we don't need to, right? Okay.
I'd like to jump in again. So first of all, I like what you said about the unknown, but then that you don't necessarily have to know the unknown. So the thing about it is that as human beings, we really don't fundamentally understand subtle energy. There's energy flowing. Although we are physically separate individuals in duality, there is an energy flow through, even between me and Jenni, that I've never met before. Okay, but surprise, Jenni specializes in shadow work. My guides talk to me about shadow work all the time. So that flow is already there. I'm just discovering it again and again, and an awakening to that again and again, the more that I come into contact and the more that I play and participate in things like this, right? But the other thing too is that we have a fear so deep about being authentic, about doing what we want to do, that when we esteem somebody, like Roxanne here tells her story about how she's been channeling for 9 years, and she started out scared shitless, but she did feel that at that point that she was worthy of $1 an hour, and then somebody told her, no, you're worth double, triple that, whatever. See, she's not giving you a step-by-step. She's not saying, okay, kids, listen up, this is how you manifest, this is how you do it. She's telling her truth. That she is just sharing from her perspective, her truth. And I do see that a lot out there in the spiritual community, is a lot of people saying, oh, I want to be Teal Swan. Okay, how do I do that? How do I manifest that? Well, you're not Teal Swan. You are you. You're enough. You know, find your course, your path. And guess what? You don't have to charge 600 and, oh, let's not say 666. Let's say 333 an hour, because abundance, as we've been taught, especially those of us who have studied together with the Joshua teachings, is that, and also I believe Bashar says, is basically abundance is having enough to do what you want to do in the moment. That's all you need. That's truly all you need. So again, you can't trick the universe, as Isabelle says. So if you say, okay, this is how I'm going to do it, and I'm going to manifest that, and I'm going to route all of who I am and tie my worth into one day, you know, I'm going to have the cojones to be able to charge $333 an hour. You're going about it all wrong. Find your worthiness, and all that necessitates is leaning into your truth of who you are.
Thank you, Daniel. And I just want to say, I want to look like Teal Swan.
Well, all you have to do is wear beautiful caftans, and that's all it takes, and grow your hair longer.
Oh, that was funny. Yeah, it was close. Anything in the audience, Max, out there? Any questions out there in the audience?
No, there are no questions so
Okay.
far. Nope. Let me check. We couldn't. Nikki, you were saying something?
Yeah, I said I wanted to look like Teal Swan.
That's all.
Can anybody channel on that?
Wait, I think that's negating the whole conversation. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. Something maybe a little bit.
Comic relief, okay? I do have an idea while we have a pause, but you guys can nay it or yay it. I would be interested to hear someone's exploration of unworthiness and maybe the pivotal point where that shifted for them.
Ooh, that's good, Nikki.
Go for it, Izzy.
Okay. So, okay, I'll let you know, true story. When I was awakening, I went through a one-on-one program called Joshua Teachings, and I wanted to channel. And so I did bilateral beats, and I went into my car during my lunch hour of my corporate gig, and I connected what I thought. I asked for my inner being, or beings of light, that I only wanted to talk to, because I was scared. Because I was scared of meditating and all that. Because I was afraid, like, oh my gosh, if I open up my psychic abilities, I'm playing with fire. How do you work with the non-physical? Like, how do you protect yourself from the non-physical? So I had like a lot of things around it, because like my team was telling me to meditate, I don't know, 10 years before I finally did it. I'm like, really? It's only about breath work? Huh. I can't believe I was so scared over that. But anyways, so I channeled Isis. I thought she said Iris, and then I found out it was the goddess of Isis. And I remember thinking, wow, that's so weird that Isis, and she said to me, I'm very powerful to pull her. And I really thought she was just being nice, to be honest with you guys. And then I got super scared, because I thought, Isabelle, the daughter of Francoise and Leo, like a French mother and a Polak, an American Polak, I'm this great person, and I got freaked out, and I did not believe I was worthy of it. And I wanted to run and hide. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't understand it. It didn't make any sense. And so that was really my journey around believing that I was good enough. And I have worked a lot around being good enough. And one of the ideas that helped me, and yes, I still struggle with being good enough, whatever. So one of the things that I work on being good enough is I remember, so you guys can't see me in person, but some of my friends have. I'm tall, I'm really tall, I'm like 6 foot. And I've always been tall for my age. But I remember being not tall enough when I was young to go on roller coaster rides. And I remember being too young, and I remember being too old, and I remember being too thin. Not that I'm too thin now, people. But anyways, I remember all of those things. I remember being criticized for my jawline. Please do not look at my jawline right now. But anyways, I remember like all of these things of not being enough, right? And not being enough changed over time. And so I've been playing with that idea a lot. You know, not being corporate enough, or being too professional, or not being silly, or not being enough, blah, 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 right? So that was my foray into being worthy. And I did have to accept not being enough, and realizing that the rules change in any given moment. And how I personally went about it is I study energy. I study fractals and energy to understand this whole earth school hoopla, to be honest with you. And then I go into my feelings, and then I have my friend Nikki, who's like, how do you feel? What do you feel? She's like a drill sergeant. And she makes me feel, because I'm in my head, but then I go into my heart, and I get to have like all my supportive psychic friends that I talk with. And so all I can say is get a buddy with the Ascension. Find a buddy to help you do your soul work, because it is a process for all of us, and it's okay. And it's okay. It's all okay. So that's my little story.
Well, Isabelle, I have a little thing. You see, we could switch place, because I'm 5. I think I did it today, 5:57. I think, which is too small to play volleyball. And as I was when I was a little boy, I used to play volleyball, and I would have been really very happy to have those little things more that you have, to be able to play, because I wanted to become professional. Right, 20 and something years ago, there was no way. Today it has changed, because they have new rules, but back then it was absolutely impossible to do anything in sports, volleyball, if you were not at least 6, right? So there you have my pain, my unworthiness. So I stopped volleyball.
I totally get it. And like all these rules that we create. And one of the things that also helped me, and then I'll let my friends speak, was if you guys look, so my mom used to take me to museums all the time, but if you just look at what a human beauty is for a man or a woman, you can really see how it changes decade after decade, what is considered beautiful. And they say beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but what they don't say is that the rules change all the time. So why are we following rules? And gosh, so yeah, so you're not 6-foot volleyball player, but I'll tell you what, I bet you're fast. I would totally pick you for my team, Max.
Daniel, do you want to speak?
Well, I just want to say, now I'm going to contradict myself a little bit. Perhaps there is a potential Max that would have been a volleyball champion and playing these beautiful crystal bowls. But I'm going to say that regardless, that we get to experience you, Max, right now as you are, and you were enough. And perhaps I tell you, I watch sports every 2 years, Summer Olympics, Winter Olympics. Now, if you played beach volleyball, I might catch you every 4 years, but then that'd probably be like 2 or 3 times in your career. So I just am celebrating, what we get to experience with this aspect of who you truly are.
Well, I know there is a version of me that went into it. I know there is, right? But it's funny because as I was a child, I could leave that from what I perceived to be fantasy, right? Of being not enough to do that, because there were many things that were missing in order to be able to go to the level that was required to be like that. And now, years later, I totally get it, and I totally see that version, that story totally played out in a parallel version. And right, for me right now, I'm there thinking, well, I'm fine with that, right? I'm very happy to know that exists, but I'm also happy to be here and be me as I am here now, right? So that I totally got that, and I said, well, yeah, right. I see, and I think that because generally now we are coming to the understanding that when we perceive something or fantasize to something that we could become or be, or right, there is a version of us that is exactly that. And so that plays out. It's not a fantasy. It's not just right something that we are just thinking about. It's real. It's existing, and from our perspective, right, that is enough, right? We get everything we can have from that, but we are still us. I'm me, right? And I mean, I'm very happy to be here with you. And honestly, running after a ball, I'm happy not to do that. Anyway, and Daniel, I think that the best sport that we can have, and I think that there is a parallel reality with that, is the it's the throwing of the of the sack, right? In the high heel throwing. That's the best sport ever, right?
I'd like to just jump in for a second. A couple of things came to me while I was listening to you, Max. One thing that I have on an index card on my desk, which is a quote, and I don't know where I got it, but what if I was enough all along? I love that one. Okay. And the other thing that I tell my clients and myself is I remind myself, because I forget. That's one of the things about living in duality. We do forget, is that there is no future version of me that's more lovable than the one that's right here, right now. Because it really is the illusion. Most of my life, I've been chasing that better version of me, the one that doesn't drink too much, that's skinnier, that's smarter, more elegant, more eloquent, that has the funnier one, And I tell you, it's really nice to be able to sit in the present moment version of myself and accept who I am. Okay. And that when you start to realize that it's sort of like, I've heard this from all my girlfriends. Oh, when I meditate regularly, then I really have a nice spiritual life. Or when I quit smoking, then, I'm going to really be on my path. Yeah. Then I'll just shoot through that ascension. Right. And, or when I leave that relationship, that bad relationship, you know what? None of that actually is going to happen until you accept exactly where you are. And I know that that's an easy thing to say, but it's bit by bit, just a little bit more, just accept a little bit more of the person who's not quite what you want, that version of you that you want. I've been a perfectionist most of my life, and it was exhausting, really exhausting. So, the person that you are right now in this moment is so incredibly lovable if you only knew. Thank you.
That's beautiful. I don't see any questions so far. So I will say, let's have a last round table, right, everyone? And so that then we can end this wonderful evening. So let me see. I will go from right to left on my screen. So I'd say let's go with Daniel first.
Okay, well, I think that the most steeped in that you can be is what Max was talking about, is knowing that there's a parallel, that you get to play out something and yet you're playing out this, and this is what you care about right now. You see, I love Star Trek, and they have the parallel universes where they meet their parallel selves and like, she's a bitch. I'm thinking of a character in Deep Space Nine, by the way. But it's fun, and they do it up so campy, but really and truly, there's a coherence to all of the multiple selves. You're a multi-dimensional being. I can't suddenly talk at the end of this round table. And just know that, like Nikki said, you have been worthy every step of the way, but in every step of that worthiness, you've been creating, and you're such a powerful creator. And your creation knows no bounds. It even spills over into other dimensions, other realities. So just really celebrate that. When you are having that pity party, that small feeling of, I'm just not enough, man, you have created so much, that more than you can ever perceive. Okay, and I turn it over to Roxy.
Well, let's have Isabelle speak, because I know she's got to run. Go ahead, Izzy.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. So I just want to remind you that you all are brilliant diamonds in this here and now, and I wouldn't change any of you for 1 nanosecond. And I'm so glad of everyone's journey and experience to get you here now in this moment, sparkling brilliantly. So, and maybe I'll channel the other versions of you in the other dimensions just to check on you, but I'll take you right now. Mwah! Love you all.
Love you, Izzy. I'll go ahead and go. I want to jump off of what Nikki was saying. What if we are enough all along? Go back to the law of attraction, sow and reap. Energy follows awareness, okay? Abraham 101, what you put out is what you get back. That's Bashar. The law of attraction, sow and reap, the Bible. If Nikki's a perfectionist, and her forte is, I'm going to be a perfectionist, so she's always going to create a reality to become a perfectionist, so she'll spend a lifetime exhausting herself and never meeting that standard, because she's not looking for the standard to be accomplished. She's seeking it. So she'll spend a lifetime doing that. That's the importance to me about being enough as is. I am not an attractive transgender when I started, but now I'm fucking gorgeous because I grew into myself, accepted myself, and started to see the beauty without the what I was supposed to be, the standards. My femininity is self-expressed. My way to represent myself on this expression is my choice, and you got to be okay with that. And I had to be enough about that. I love me now. Took a hell of a long time of peeling down that shit, going, damn, I could be this or I could be that, or getting rejected, but that's my journey. I'm not going to get mad at my mastery. I'm going to embrace that, because the journey itself is not only a master class, it's part of your enoughness. That you have the ability to create a separated point of view within your own kingdom, divide yourself within your own kingdom, and then be able to come back home to that self that you never left. You know, it's like, holy cow, I've been here the whole time. And I think that's beautiful to see that if you're chasing that appearance or chasing that thing, that's going to, the law is not going to fail you. It's going to give you exactly that until you see that I don't need that as an image or an acceptance. I am enough as is. And that grew into the beauty of Roxanne. And Roxanne is just a beautiful, badass bitch, and I love her. Yum, yum. Thanks, Max. Excellent. Who's up next?
Next, we have Jenni.
It's me. No, I actually I started out very young in modeling and things like that, and being very encompassed by a specific role, and having to look a certain way, or I wasn't worthy enough, and I got kicked out of that because I was not tall enough, and spent a lot of time working my way back from that, and all of the relationships I've ever had have been based on getting that validation that I was good enough, or I looked a certain way and so I was beautiful enough. And it's nice to know that I'm not living that role, and maybe in a parallel area that is happening, but I'm glad that I get to be me and to not have all of my relationships at this point based on getting validation, to be able to be validated in who I am, and to be doing all of this wonderful magic with all of you amazing people. You know, it plays out the way it plays out for a reason, and I'm super, super happy about that.
Thank you. And now, Nikki.
I don't have a whole lot more to say, but I love what everyone said so far. It occurred to me that when I was having my dark nights of the soul in 2020, and I felt so low that I never thought I would like come back up again. You do come back up, first of all. And secondly, it's really important not only to look at the limiting beliefs, but also to feel all that stuff. You know, a lot of those things that happened when we were children or whatever got kind of stored up in our bodies. And so a lot of things didn't get felt, because in this society, we really don't, we don't learn to express our emotions. And so like, it feels like I expressed them all in 2020, you know, and I cried a lot, but you know, it was a really good thing for me to do. And so if you're in a place where you're feeling low or negative or sad or whatever it is, accept exactly where you are. That's because that resistance makes it persist. So it was really important for me to understand that, because, you know, on this spiritual path, we have this idea that, oh, I must be doing something wrong. I've got a low day here, right? I'm supposed to be in gratitude and appreciation all the time. No, it's a roller coaster. There are ups and there are downs. And what I'm finding with this ascension for me right now, so I'm going to cross my fingers here, is that my lows aren't as low as they used to be. I feel like I've cleared a lot of stuff, but I'm sure there's more to come. But I know that I'm going to be all right, because, well, I'm a master creator. So, you know, I'll create more joy along with all the other experiences that are the full spectrum of being a human being. So, you know, enjoy all of it. and experience all of it and feel all of it. Thank you.
Absolutely.
So I think that the word of the end is you are enough, and you are always enough and worth. So beside that, thank you for joining us and to spend these amazing moments with us. I would like to tell you, so we have everyone's link in the description, and I would like to invite you to explore each and every one of these wonderful beings that have been around this table, this virtual table tonight, and connect with each one of us in any way you want. You have our websites, and then you can follow on social medias, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, etc., etc. You'll find us, and we will be very, very happy to connect with you in any and each way that it is possible. So this being said, it's time to say goodbye, and to remember how do we stop the life, because I don't.
Are we still live, Max?
Let me see.
Hey, Max, hang on.
Oops.
Everybody out there, we're going to do another
Yes.
Ascension Roundtable in 2 weeks.
Absolutely.
Same time on the 18th. And Jenny, please come back if you like. Daniel, I'm sure will be there. Nikki and Izzy and maybe Kimberley will be back. It'll be on my channel, Odyssey of Ascension. This time around, we rotate around. So it'll be on mine next week. And we will also put out the link just as a heads up. So if you click the link below in my channel, I'll put up the upcoming, and we'll share it out there as well. Anyways, go ahead, Max. You can kill it now.
Yes, oh, right. And stream. So again, we love you. Thank you for joining us. In any moment it is, it's always now. And whenever in history it is, it's now. Bye-bye.